Hello and welcome to Learn with Hema's class. My dear students, our today's video consists of the question and answers of the Model Millionaire Class 9 from ICSE board from Treasure Chest book, and the question answers which I am going to provide you are from Evergreen Publication Workbook. Before going ahead, one small request that if you are not a subscriber to my channel, I request you please do subscribe to my channel. Please do support me by subscribing my channel and also do share the videos with your friends. So let's start quickly with the MCQs, question and answers. So our first text-based multiple choice question is, according to the writer, romance is the privilege of the dash. The options are A, poor, B, rich, C, talented, D, deserving. So the correct option is B, rich. Hughie's father has bequeathed him a history of the Peninsular War in 15 volumes and a dash. The options are A, beautiful bungalow, B, 10,000 pounds, C, a cavalry sword, D, gun. So the correct option is C, a cavalry sword. Third question. Laura Merton adored Hughie, but she was not prepared to disregard her dash. Options are A, mother's ambition, B, father's wishes, C, own aspirations, D, dear friends. So the correct option is B, father's wishes. Fourth question. Alan Trevor was not only a painter but also dash. A, a musician, B, a dancer, C, an artist, D, a businessman. The correct answer is option C, an artist. Fifth question. The beggar-man in Trevor's studio had in one hand a stick and dash in the others. The options are A, a bag, B, a begging bowl, C, a few currently notes, and D, a battered hat. The correct option is B, a begging bowl. Sixth question. Trevor says such beggars are not to be met with every day. In which tone is this sentence spoken? Options are A, humorous, B, ironical, C, contemptuous, D, all of the above. The correct option is B, ironical. Seventh question. Don't run away, Hughie, he said as he went out. I will be back in a moment. Where had he gone? Options are A, to the kitchen, B, to talk to Baron Hausberg, C, to see the frame maker, D, to fetch paint. So the correct option is C, to see the frame maker. Eighth question. To see what money he had, Hughie felt in his pockets. What could he find? A, a sovereign, B, a sovereign and some coppers, C, some stray coins, D, all of the above. So the correct option is B, a sovereign and some coppers. Ninth one. According to Trevor, an artist's heart is in his dash. Options are A, mind, B, head, C, soul, and D, feelings. The correct option is B, head. 10th question. When they were married, who made a speech at the wedding breakfast? Options A, Alan Trevor, B, Baron Hausberg, C, Laura Merton, and D, none of the above. The correct option is B, Baron Hausberg. So here I complete my multiple choice questions. Now quickly we'll move to the passages. We have a total of 7 passages from Evergreen Workbook. The passages I have given you the start and the end following the 5 questions from each passage, and all these are from Evergreen Workbook. So the first passage is, he was as popular with men as he was with women, and he had every accomplishment except that of making money, up to, but what was a butterfly to do among bulls and bears? So this is your passage 1. Let's come to the first question. Who is he referred to in the first line? How does he look? Answer. He referred to in the first line is the protagonist of the story, that is Hughie Erskine, Sorry. Question 1. Who is he referred to in the first line? How does he look? Answer. He referred to in the first line is the protagonist of the story, that is Hughie Erskine. He was handsome with brown hair, clear-cut profile and grey eyes. Second question. What quality did he not have? Answer. He, that is Hughie Erskine, had various accomplishments to his credit. However, he lacked the quality of making money, although he tried various businesses. Third question. What did his father bequeath to him? Hughie's father had bequeathed him his cavalry sword and a history of the Peninsular War in 15 volumes. What was his only means of sustenance? Hughie had failed in all the ventures he had undertaken in order to sustain his life. The only means of sustenance now was 200 pounds allowed by an aunt. Fifth question. What is he compared with on the stock exchange? Answer. He is compared with a butterfly, which is charming but a delicate insect. The comparison fits Hughie Erskine's personality. People talk about bulls and bears on the stock exchange, indicating rise and fall of prices of different stocks. This is second passage. From to make matters worse, he was in love, till the colonel was very fond of Hughie but would not hear of any engagement. This is the second passage. I have not written the complete passage, but you can find the passage from the textbook if you don't have the workbook. And if you have workbook, the passage is already there. You just have to go through the question and answers. So the first one is, how did he look? Describe his appearance. He was a good looking with crisp brown hair, clear cut profile and grey eyes. In short, he was a fascinating man who never said a bad thing to anybody. Second question. Which two things did the colonel lose in India? Answer. While in India, the colonel had lost his temper and his digestion and never recovered from either of them. Question 3. What was the hindrance in Hughie's engagement with Laura? Laura's father, a colonel, desired that Hughie must have 10,000 pounds with him before thinking of his engagement with Laura. This was the hindrance. Fourth question. The colonel was fond of Hughie. Still, he did not allow him to marry his daughter. Why? Answer. The colonel was extremely fond of Hughie. Still, he did not allow him to marry his daughter because he was not satisfactorily settled in life. Fifth question. Which sentence in the passage shows that he was madly in love with Laura? Answer 5. The sentence, and he was ready to kiss her shoestrings, shows that he was madly in love with Laura. Now this is the third passage. From, personally he was a strange rough fellow with a freckled face and a red beard. From there, to, men who are dandies and women who are darlings rule the world, at least they should do so. So this is the passage you can either find in the textbook or from the Evergreen Workbook. First question. Who is he referred to in the first line? How does he look? He referred to in the first line is the beggar-man whose painting Alan Trevor was making. He looked a strange fellow with a spotted face and a red ragged beard. Question 2. What tells you that he was a great painter? Answer. He dressed a rich man, Baron Hausberg, in such a manner that he looked like a perfect beggar. Moreover, the painting prepared by Alan Trevor perfectly matched beggar's condition. It proved that whenever he took up the brush, he was a real master in his art. So here Hughie is written, it's actually Alan Trevor. Okay, so there's a small mistake over here. Question 3. Who are the only people a painter should know? Answer. Hughie believed that a painter should know the people who are beautiful and have an artistic pleasure to look at and an intellectual repose to talk to. What is his opinion about the beautiful people? His opinion about the beautiful people was that They should be people like Baron Hausberg who are ready to shed their ego and present themselves even as beggars to be represented in a painting. Fifth question. Who according to him rule the world? According to him, people of fine, refined tastes and women who are appreciated by one and all are the ones who really rule the world. Now this is passage 4. Well, I think the model should have a percentage, cried Hughie, laughing. They work quite as hard as you do. Up to, after some time the servant came in and told Trevor that the frame maker wanted to speak to him. Till here, this is the passage 4. Question 1. Why does Hughie feel that the model should have a percentage in the sale price of a painting? Hughie feels that a model too shows patience and suffers pain in the same way as the creator of a painting does. Thus, he should have a percentage in its sale. Why does Alan think that the work of an artist is more difficult than that of a model? A model has to sit or stand casually without bothering about the surroundings. On the other hand, a painter cannot create anything unique if he does not fully concentrate. So his work is more difficult than that of a model. Explain the line. There are moments when art almost attains to the dignity of manual labor. The line brings forth a significant meaning. It means art cannot attain glorious heights unless an artist puts his heart and soul into the creation of a work. Question 4. Who enters the studio and what does he tell Ellen? A servant enters the studio. He has arrived to convey an important message to Ellen Trevor that the frame maker wants to speak to him. When Ellen goes out, what does the beggar-man do? When Ellen goes out, the beggar-man feels relieved. He feels tired as he has been standing in the same pose for a long time, so he occupies a wooden bench behind to take rest for some time. This is passage 5th. The old man started. A faint smile flitted across his withered lips. Thank you, sir, he said. Thank you. Up to, well, Ellen, did you get the picture finished all right? He said as he lit his cigarette. So this is the passage. Either you can find in the textbook or you can find in Evergreen Workbook. Question 1. What happened that made the old man smile? It is THAT, that. Okay. Hughie Erskine was moved by the old beggar-man's misery. He handed over a sovereign to him. The old man was taken aback and smile spread across his dry lips. Hughie left blushing a little at what he had done. Hughie had done a great and noble act of human kindness and charity by giving a sovereign to Trevor's poor model. So when he left, he blushed a little at what he had done. Why did Hughie receive a charming scolding from Laura? Hughie narrated the incident to Laura, how he had helped his friend's poor beggar model. Laura was impressed by his noble gesture. However, she scolded him for his extravagance. The scolding was charming indeed as it came from his beloved Laura. Why does the writer say that Hughie had to walk home? Hughie had done an act of extreme human kindness by giving a gold coin to the poor beggar model. Consequently, he was left with very little money and now he could not afford a carriage, so he had to walk home. What information did Hughie want to have from Ellen? When Hughie met Ellen at night at Palette Club, he wanted to know if he had finished his painting satisfactorily. That was the information Hughie wanted to have from Ellen. This is the 6th passage. My dear Ellen, cried Hughie, I shall probably find him waiting for me when I go home. Up to, however, I'll tell him of your offer. Question 1. For whom is the word him used in the first line? The word him used in the first line is for the model, Baron Hausberg. Hughie expects him to be at his home when he returns. What did Hughie have at home? What did he want to do with that? Hughie had lots of old clothes at home and they were not of much use to him now. He intended to give those to the poor beggar model as he was dressed in nothing but rags. But he looks splendid in them. In which tone is this sentence spoken? When Hughie expressed his desire to donate his old clothes to Trevor's poor model, the latter replied that the poor man looked splendid in rags. Trevor is appreciating his model because he looked a model of perfect beggar. I'll tell him of your offer. Which offer is referred to in this line? Hughie informed Trevor that lots of his old unused clothes were lying at his home. Now, in a further gesture of being large-heartedness, he wanted to offer those clothes to the poor man. This was the offer. What seems poverty to you is picturesqueness to me. What does the speaker mean by it? The rags worn by Trevor's model showed his poverty, which melted Hughie's heart. However, what looked poverty to Hughie seemed a fascinating spectacle to Trevor because that gave him the look of a perfect beggar model. This is the last passage, passage 7. My dear boy, said Trevor smiling, that old beggar as you call him is one of the richest men in Europe up to, and I must say he made a magnificent figure in his rags, or perhaps I should say in my rags. They are an old suit I got in Spain. What does Ellen tell Hughie about the old beggar? Hughie is under the impression that Trevor's old beggar model is extremely poor. It's actually Trevor. Trevor stuns him by conveying the information that the old man is one of the wealthiest men in Europe. It's not Hughie, it's Trevor. Of course, Trevor stuns Hughie, right? So for him is Hughie over here. Second question, what does Ellen tell about the old beggar's financial position? Ellen informs Hughie that the old man is in reality very affluent. He can buy all London. He has a house in every capital, dines in gold plates, and can prevent Russia going to war. This is his financial prowess. How is Baron Hausberg a friend of Ellen? Baron Hausberg is Ellen's great friend because he buys all the paintings prepared by Ellen and thus saves him from any kind of financial crisis. What for did Baron Hausberg give commission to Ellen? Baron Hausberg expressed his desire to be painted as a poor, wretched beggar. That was the work of Baron Hausberg assigned to Ellen Trevor. What do you know about the rags which were worn by the old beggar? The rags worn by the old beggar did not belong to him. In fact, that was an old suit which Trevor had bought while he was in Spain. So all the 5 questions are completed from passage 7. With this we complete our this model millionaire chapter question and answers from the short stories treasure chest. There are some 2-3 mistakes in the PPT but which I have corrected while speaking the answers. So you can always go through it. So with this I end my video. Thank you so much for watching me and please do support me by subscribing my channel. Till then, take care, stay safe, stay secure. Bye-bye.